furniture sitting outside the front door. There are some holes in the wall. A few bricks are knocked out of the wall here. No, it's not the Monday after a homecoming weekend. This is the start of the demolition of the Governor's Quad dorms at IUP. Scranton, Lawrence, Shafer halls, all will be coming down as part of Phase 4 of the IUP residential renaissance to make room for new townhouse-style housing. Do you remember what it was like when you lived in the Governor's Quad dorms? I know you do. Let's go take a look.
For better or worse, no one forgets dorm life. It's synonymous with so many facets of college and the abrupt transition to independent life. Some Gazette readers said it's about learning new surroundings, a new school, a new town, adapting to new routines and new ways of life. Like a bathroom you share with 40 other people. Kind of gives IUP a whole new meaning. And then there are the all-nighters for studying or partying.
Hey, I can see Denny's from here.
Our readers told us about their memories of Governor's Quad life, learning new systems, meeting new people, fitting in, like this reader who wrote in prose of her days on the 6th floor of Scranton. A room sized like a box with paper-thin walls, a roommate from hell, and community stalls.
One of our readers wrote about a great memory that she has here in Shafer Hall. Met the best man there, a.k.a. husband, and it was right here in Shafer Room 316.
Life in 1969 vintage box-style dorms was a binding experience, not just for those who went through IUP, but thousands of others at the 13 other state-owned schools.
The Governor's Quad, and I referenced Edinburgh University having the same thing, same style. You know, the state systems sort of all grew at the same time across the state. So you're going to see that type of construction, throughout.
A generation later, some former Governor's Quad residents now are seeing their own kids off to IUP and bunking in the same dorms. They're having flashbacks to their own days of early adulthood experiences. There's the reader who says that she lived at Scranton Hall but dated someone in Lawrence, so she says, I guess I spent some time there. And a former Lawrence Hall resident who asked us to pass on my apologies for all those nights I couldn't quite manage to open the lock quietly. Why did I ever think cherry vodka Sprite was a good idea? Yes, we sent along your regards to your old room 626, a big old spacious double room by Governor's Quad standards.
There was choices. You had your single, but we basically called them a 12 by 12 or 12 by 16 room, so they were all standard down throughout. You did your decorations, you did your bunks to make them look different, but it was not sort of the old cell type setup, so they're pretty standard.
I remember my days in Lawrence Hall, room 1708. No, different college, different Lawrence Hall, a taller one, but named for the same governor, Dave Lawrence of Pennsylvania.
The others are named for Raymond Shafer and William Scranton. Here's trivia for you. How did a set of 3 buildings get to be called a quad? Not just because the buildings are on a 4-sided piece of ground, but according to Lenny Kasubik, the plans at one time called for a 4th dorm on the empty corner. No word who it would have been named for. But the fact is, 4 structures are being demolished, counting the fortified underground Western Regional Operations Center of the Pennsylvania Emergency Management Agency. Buried under the courtyard behind Scranton Hall, beneath 6 feet of earth and a thick layer of cement, the Disaster Time Nerve Center was abandoned just a few years ago when a replacement was built near Jimmy Stewart Airport in Indiana. Reusable materials are being salvaged from the dorms first, and the furnishings, the beds, desks, and dressers, are going to charities.
We try to recycle as much material we can get, and as we took pictures of the trees that are even being used in our own woodworking department, the furniture, we went through the process of donating it to what we call 501(c)(3). So any non-profit group, local, the Newman Center, Salvation Army, local fire company, as far as ways Kentucky, we've been donating as much furniture as we can to those groups.
By mid-August, the quad will be flat, and by the start of the fall 2010 semester, students will begin moving into a new set of townhouse-style residence halls like those that opened in 2007 on Grant Street and last year on Maple Street. This year, 3/4 of the project will be done when the new townhouses open up and down Pratt Drive. In a literal sense, the bricks and mortar of the buildings will be broken down and hauled away for good, but the project won't destroy, figuratively speaking, the memories and experiences that thousands of students compiled over the past 40 years living in Scranton, Shafer, and Lawrence Halls at IUP. I'm Chauncey Ross on the Indiana Gazette Online.